Yo, we in the game, talking number stakes high. Knowledge and skill, like a bird we fly. Analyzing stats, we don't just guess. Betting on the win, you know we're blessed. Just the bet slips, we keep it real. Breaking down the odds, you know the deal. Just the bet slips, we're making plays. Informed decisions, we light up the ways. Chasing that victory, hit the big score. Join the community, we're here for more. Rolling with the punches, we look for the signs. Parlays and props, counting all the coins. Every podcast episode, we bring the heat. Strategies laid out, can't accept defeat. Tune into the wisdom, hear our call. In this betting world, we'll never fall. Just the bet slips, we're making plays. Informed decisions, we light up the ways. Chasing that victory, hit the big score. Join the community, we're here for more. On this gambling journey, we ride the bet. With just the bet slips, you ain't seen nothing yet.
What's going on, Just Bet Slips family? Professor Parlay, Poolside Pat, and Chicks Picks Jen coming to you on what I'm calling Rebound Saturday because I started the month 10-3 and I'm 1-6 in the last 2 days, so I need to get right. I did hit the best bet yesterday, and I bet that nobody saw last night. I was struggling, so I was like, let me get some money back, and I threw in the third inning. I threw a home run bet on Freddie Freeman, and he hit a walk off in the ninth for plus 600. So that got me my units back that I lost on the show for the bets yesterday. So hopefully that's the sign that today's going to be me going back to what I was doing in the beginning of the month. We also have the Belmont Stakes today, which is fun. Some hockey playoffs, and a lot of baseball. So, I know the Knicks are up 2-0, so yeah, Poolside Pat is happy. That was a close game last night. I watched the fourth quarter of that game. That was a wild game. I had no bets on it, so I didn't really care. I was just watching for fun.
I was coming home from the Cardinals game, which big win.
Yep.
And I watched the end of the game, the Knicks game. I have a group chat with some of my buddies, and two Knicks fans and one Spurs fan, and they were buzzing like all. I wasn't paying attention, but I was like, well, I don't even need to look at like a box score or anything because just whatever they're saying, I knew what was going on. But I watched the end in the back of an Uber, and yeah, man, I'm hyped. Cardinals win and Knicks are up 2-0. It's crazy. I'm not going to put the horse before the carriage just yet, but it's fun.
Yeah, I mean, it was wild. When I turned on, the Knicks were up like 14. Then they end up blowing the 14-point lead.
Yeah, they did. Yeah.
Then they only make was it Brunson only made one of his two free throws to go up one. I was like, oh, they're cooked. I was like, Wemby's going to somehow find a way to get it done. And then he bricked his shot. So also he didn't try to go to the rim. I think he's too indecisive in a lot of spots, which is for your advantage. So it worked out. We haven't seen Chicks Picks Jen in a while. So what's going on?
I don't know where to start.
I look. You can't let golf tilt you.
Yeah,
folks. Not one of my parlays survived. Not one of them. Smalley and I double checked. Smalley came in second to last. Only second to last to Fowler. Hello. And I checked. I did some more research after he came in second to last, and I was like, was I wrong? And everyone who does this for a living thought this was perfect for Smalley and second to last.
So here's the thing. Golf is an individual sport, and individual people are humans, and they have bad days just like everybody else. And you can't expect them just because they are good on this course, or just because they're good on courses that are tighter does not mean that they're going to be on that day. And if you're playing on a tight course and your drive is off, you're going to be off no matter how good you are on that course. I find that out every time I play golf. Like literally yesterday, first 5 holes, I'm hitting the ball in the fairway. I shoot basically even for the first 5 holes. Then I double 6, 7, and 8. Why? Because I put the ball in the trees off the tee. Like it's the same thing for them, except they're just much better than we are.
I hear you. I'm usually pretty good.
They're better days. They have more better days than bad days. Unfortunately, they still have bad days.
Yeah, and there are a couple lessons learned, and I'll share it with the group. I know we need to get in some disclaimers and those kinds of things. there's some. I don't regret any of the players that I bet on. I regret some of the strategy, so I can certainly share that with you later.
All right. Well, as you mentioned, let's go ahead and get into the thing that keeps us from getting sued, which is the disclaimer. And number one, we are not professional gamblers. This show is for fun and entertainment purposes only. As you can tell by our discussion, we're definitely not professional gamblers. We do give you the best bets to our ability, all the best stats that we can come up with, and we give you the stats. But we're not professional gamblers, so again, take this for fun and entertainment purposes. Please gamble responsibly and at your own risk. Do not gamble more than you can afford, and only bet what you can afford to lose. That is the most important. Me and Poolside both use this. We set a limit every single month. We make sure we stay within that limit, so whether things are going good or bad, we are covered no matter what. And then if you do have an issue, gambling can be addictive, so please seek help. If you need it, call 1-800-GAMBLER. Again, if you set your limits, you should be good, but if you find yourself going outside your limits and betting more than you can afford, call 1-800-GAMBLER. They can get you the help that you need. We are not affiliated or sponsored by any specific sports book, but we are affiliated with our main sponsor, which is Nevin Eyewear. Never odd or even. We love them. Everybody on the show has multiple pair. Poolside's got like 6 or 7 pair now. I've got 3. I'm ordering 3 more soon. Sex Fix Jen has 3. We all have at least 3. I can tell you that. We love them. If you use our link on our X and our link tree, you can click on that link and get 30% off of 1 pair. If you're going to buy prescription sunglasses, use the 30% off because it'll give you the biggest discount. But if you're just buying regular sunglasses, use the buy 1 get 2 free. It'll give you 3 pair for just under $90. And you get free shipping either way you go, because it's free shipping anything over $50. And as of yesterday, they were still doing the free gift. So do that while those supplies last. I don't know what the free gift is. Sometimes it's a free pair, a random free pair, and sometimes it's something else branded from Nevin Eyewear. Like I said, they are polarized, and if you lose them, damage them, chip them, scratch them, you can get them replaced for free. You just have to fill out the online claim form. So they are risk-free in that fashion. I can tell you, I've had mine. I throw them all over the place. I throw them in the golf cart. They have not been scratched or damaged in any facet. So they are pretty durable as well. And so we love them. And that is Nevin Eyewear. We are not. I did say we're not affiliated with a sports book, but we're affiliated with something that's very similar to a sports book, which is Playvo, formerly known as Player Profit. Essentially, the way that they work, they have a challenge system that you can buy a package ranging from $30 all the way up to $500, depending on what bankroll you want to go for. If you use the code JTBS, you'll get 10% off any and all packages you buy. That's not just the first one; it's every package you buy. Just make sure you keep using that code. For one, it lets them know that we sent you, and 2, it gives you 10% off. So if you buy that that $30 package, it'll be $27 with our discount. You'll get a $1,000 bankroll to bet with, and then you have to complete 2 challenges in order to get to the funded stage. Challenge 1 is 10% profit before 10% losses. Once you complete challenge 1, you move on to challenge 2, which you have to get to 15% profit before getting to 10% losses. If you complete challenge 2, you are then funded. You can cash out up to 70% of profit up to that point and going forward. It's not an easy thing to complete, but if you are able to complete it, you can turn a small bankroll into a very large bankroll and have access to a $1,000 bankroll and be cashing out 70% on a daily basis. If you're looking for a best bet, I don't know how this is plus money, but I'm taking Griffin Canning over 2.5 earned runs in this game. Look, the man's pitched in 6 games. He's given up 3 earned runs or more in 5 of them. His last 5 games, he's going 3-3-3-6-6. He's averaging over 4 earned runs a game this season. How we're getting this at plus money, I don't know. He's 0-4 with a 7.16 ERA. The guy is just not pitching well this year. He's getting lit up, and I know he's going against the Mets who have been struggling, but like they have pop in that lineup. It's not like there's just nobody in that lineup. This is one of the highest paid lineups in all of baseball for a reason. I don't have any problems betting this. I think this hits early. Like we might hit 3 runs in the first couple innings. Like I felt like this. I almost bet irresponsibly on this. I'm not gonna lie when I saw this line. And look, of all the things that's been going that kind of have lost the last couple of days, the best bet has only lost once this month. So And that's just because the guy who had 6 strikeouts in 3 days in a row, 3 games in a row, decided to throw 1 in a game. I don't know what that was. Me and you, Poolside, both lost on that guy. It was I can't remember his name because it was a wild one. But so I really feel good about this when I do. He may make me look stupid and then throw like a no-hitter just because I've been talking so much trash about him. But I really just don't – there's no stats to back the fact that he's going to pitch well in this game. I can tell you that. I know that I think it's plus money just because it's the Mets. But, again, the Mets can score. It's not like the Mets are bad offensively. Yeah. Their pitching is trash, to be clear, but their offense is not, like, the worst in the league. So, like, all we need is Soto to hit a 3-run homer, and that's it. So –
yeah.
That is.
I mean, I don't think there's any way anybody can go with the amount of disparaging you just put on this man.
Again, because I went so hard in the paint, there's a very good possibility has a no-hitter going through second.
So, I mean, yeah.
Maybe if you're out there, bet them to have like no earned runs.
Well, you bet against him before, so.
Yeah, so I bet the Dodgers. I bet the Dodgers over 9 runs and the Dodgers over 4.5 in the game because they were facing him and they scored 11 runs. And then I bet another team against him scored over 4.5. They scored 7 runs. He's not disappointed me. I can tell you that. He's not disappointed me in failing to get people out. So far, betting against him has been working. So I'm going to keep doing it until it stops.
Cool. Why not?
We will move on to the marquee matchup, which I love. This might be one of my favorite marquee matchups of the year.
Yeah, well, definitely one of the rare. You're pretty confident in both. Usually one you feel generally speaking for the marquee matchup, 6 strikeouts in a game. Generally, you're feeling pretty good about one guy, and then you're going to sweat the guy. And actually, more often than not, that's exactly what does happen. But these are 2 guys that, I mean, you could do a ladder for the 2 of them if you really wanted to. Strider has missed it a couple times, but he's been right around. The least amount of Ks he's had in the game was 4 so far in his 6 starts. Obviously, just came in at the beginning of May. But last start 8 in 5 innings, 90 pitches, 8 strikeouts. Before 2 starts before that, 100 pitches, 9 strikeouts in 6 1/3. I mean, get this guy to the 5th and 6th innings, and this is more than doable. And then it's our guy, Ashcraft, back at it again. You knew we were going to be betting him after, I think it's one of those things where obviously baseball, I mean, we talked about it a little bit, golf, pitching in a way is an individual, statistically it's individual. It's all you. And how a game goes largely, falls on the pitcher. And when we bet that ladder, we made not only ourselves a good amount of money, but also hopefully some other people. And you got to ride the hot hand. So Strider and Ashcraft for 6 Ks plus 182 won't get me into the green, but it'll certainly take a big chunk. And I am very, very confident about this. This is a top confident pick.
Yeah, so normally I would not be confident against the Braves because they just don't strike out a ton. But Ashcraft is kind of one of those guys that is, team proof. He's going to be around that 6 mark no matter who he's facing.
Yep.
And he's proven that all year long, not just in the last one that we made 16 units off of his strikeout ladder. Yeah. Strider. Strider's going against Pittsburgh, which is ranked 28th in strikeouts. They strike out like 9 times a game. So, like you said, if he gets 5 or 6 innings, he easily gets to 6. This one, I love this one. This is probably, like I said, this is my favorite one of the year, just because I'm not worried about either one of these guys.
Yep, very rare for the marquee.
It is rare. Yeah. I will move on. I don't even actually know what's next, so we'll just go ahead and click the button. Oh, it's only long balls. I am going with Jake Burger at plus 550. Now, I've used this guy before. We've actually hit with this guy before this year. And he is super limited at bats today. However, he is 2 for 2 with 2 home runs versus Tanner Bibby. He has only ever hit a home run off of this guy in 2 at bats, and his OPS is plus 5,000. That's not going to stay, but the wind is blowing out and left 10 miles an hour. He's got a history of taking this guy deep, and Bibby's actually not been pitching very well lately. He's been giving up a decent amount of runs, and a lot of those are off of the long ball. Not to mention, Jake Berger has a tendency to hit some long shots when he does hit one. So you give me the wind blowing out on the left, the history with the pitcher, and the fact that he could hit one long, we may actually be able, if he can hit one, we may actually be able to win another round of fan cash, which that'd be awesome because it'd be 3 months in a row that I got free money to bet with. And then I don't know if this was left from yesterday or not, but we're leaving it on there because he's been taking them every other day. So we got PD King with Vinny Pasquantino at plus 525. He went to the same high school as PD King, so that's one thing. He is local to us in Virginia. He has been kind of up. He's been kind of sketchy when it comes to home runs this year. But as me and PD King have talked about this last year, he started the season slow. Then he had a month where he hit like 8 home runs. And he's hit 2 in the last like 5 games. So maybe this is the month where he puts up like 8 home runs. So at 525, why not? So that is our long balls of the day. And then the 750 club. Look, we're going hockey, and I know I don't do hockey a lot. I will tell you out the gate, 3 of these have hit in every game. One of them is hitting 1 and missed by 1 in the other. But we're going to start off with Ivan Barbashev, 2+ shots on goal. He is 2 for 2. He had 5 shots on goal in game 2, 3 shots on goal in game 1. Brett Howden, 2+ shots on goal. He's 2 for 2 as well. He had 2 in game 1, 3 in game 2. Sebastian Aho, 2+ shots on goal. He's the one that missed in game 1, but he had 4 shots in game 2. And this is a guy that if they're going to get back, they're going to not fall behind like they have been. He's a guy that they're going to have to focus on. That first game when they lost 6-1, he had 1 shot on goal, and a large part was because he didn't get a lot of shots. When they started letting him shoot, he went. I think he scored 2 goals in those 4 shots in his last game. So they're going to need to use him more. And then this is kind of, even though he's hitting Rasmus Anderson, he's hitting both games, but he's not a starter. He comes off the bench, but he's 2 for 2 because he's gotten 2 shots exactly in both games. But I needed something to get us at the 750 mark, and he's hit it in both, and he's a little bit better odds. So why not just give me 2 again? This was when I bet it. This was plus 750 on the dot. Then I boosted it to plus 975.
Nice.
I know Aho and Barbashev are on my 1 point bet that hit the other day.
Yeah. That was awesome, by the way, because that was the one bet on your side that we were like, we would bet that responsibly, and it's the only bet that you hit.
yeah. I mean, that was it was magical. But no, in all seriousness, I mean, why not? Why not? Then shots on goal is a good way to go if you're going to get into betting on hockey too. So.
Yeah, I mean, I wanted to try to do something I felt was even nothing safe, but safer than the points. Points are easier to get to 750. Like I probably would only had to do 3 legs, but I just feel like that there's a better chance of shots on goal because they don't even have to have that good of a game to get 2 shots. So
yeah.
But that is the 750 club that we missed. By the way, anybody who followed my 750 club, it was a WNBA one yesterday, right? I did 4 legs. One of the legs was under 164.5 in the Sky game. They scored 165, and that was the only miss. I missed by half a point.
That's gambling for it.
That was what like the last 2 days have been, because also I had a hit parlay last night, and I had Troy Johnston. He was the last guy to get a hit. In the 8th inning, he hit a ball that was literally on the way out of the ballpark, and the guy jumped into the fence and caught it to keep me from hitting my hit parlay. So that was what yesterday was. And then the funny thing is, the other team scored 7 runs to tie the game to go take this thing to extra innings, and then they walk him in extra innings and he scores a run, but he never gets the hit. So it was a very frustrating day for me, which is why I just randomly threw in the third inning, a home run parlay on Freddie Freeman. Thank God he hit a walk off in the bottom of the ninth. It was literally to win 1-0. They won 1-0 in the bottom of the ninth off of that solo home run he hit. I just wish I had to bet it towards the ninth inning when I would have been plus 2,000.
That's how it goes. That's how it goes. And you know what? It's rebound in honor of the Knicks. It's rebound Saturday. So let's go.
Shout out to Danhausen.
Big shout out to Danhausen. Brunsonhausen.
They need to give Danhausen the MVP if they win.
I don't know if you might not, but there's this guy who does not custom parodies of songs about the Knicks, and he does it the entire season, and like with his own lyrics based on the games, and he included Danhausen in his last one, basically saying like, you know, just giving Danhausen credit.
Yeah. Look, whether you can believe it or not, all I know is they haven't lost since Danhausen put the curse on everyone else.
They haven't lost since the NFL draft.
Right.
Which is crazy.
That's what I'm saying. Like, so take what you want. Just make sure Knicks fans, you send him some human monies.
Human monies.
We'll move on. I believe we have maybe a Kentucky Derby slide next, or not Kentucky Derby, but Belmont Stakes.
Yeah, and I kind of slid this in at the last minute. I put a $1 bet on a 2-3-4-8 exacta box. You'll see that Professor Parlay has some Belmont horses later on. We disagree vastly on this, so it'll be interesting to see who's head of the household by the end of the day. But I have picked both Todd Pletcher horses, the jockey who won the big race last night, because I think there's a lot. I've seen a lot of the jockeys who win the night before win the next day, so I picked him and Wallaby because I just love Chief Wallaby. So that's my $1 exacta box 2-3-4-8 for tonight.
Yeah, I do have my bets on. I put mine on the last call, partially because I saw it and she had already made it look pretty, and I didn't want to add to it. So
sorry,
I just put mine on the last call. Honestly, until I was doing this morning when I whatever it was 8 this morning, I saw the slide. I was like, oh, that's right, that's today. Let me go bet this and do some research. So kind of last minute, but yeah, we have some. We have one that's the same. Everything else is a different.
Yeah.
So I will get to that next. I'm trying to think. Let me see. Pretty sure we have the tabletop next. I don't know who's first though. It might be the person who just walked away.
Oh.
We've got a puppy dog sighting.
Puppy dog is much better.
Sorry about that part.
Oh,
That was pretty loud.
I believe we are moving on to the tabletop. So it is green. So this plushie, it is a tabletop.
Alrighty. Yeah, so obviously the marquee goes up there. Cardinals parlay. I dropped so many. I didn't end up making a video or making picks. So, the record stays. Actually, I'm trying to update it right now because I didn't put in my June 4th stuff. But anyway, this is Cardinals parlay. Libby's a solid arm for 4 strikeouts. I think he's missed it before. Let me just double check that though. No, actually, never mind. Oh no! In the month of May, he hasn't had less than 4 strikeouts, so that's good. But he missed it a couple times in April. But that being said, 4 strikeouts for Libby. He's starting to come into his own as a pitcher. The stuff that he's had, guy that the Cardinals traded for, he's the number one technically. I don't know if he would be a number one on a lot of teams, but he is the Cardinals' number one, and that's not a shot. He's a good pitcher. Ivan and Burley, they've been on a roll. Saw a Burley home run last night. Ivan Herrera is very consistent right now, in good form, as they say, as we get ready for the World Cup. 1+ hit, Walker, 2+ hits, runs, RBIs. He had 2 doubles last night. RBI. I mean, he's racking up the hits, runs, RBIs yet again. He seems to be in one of those moods. Then I got that at 214. Mizorowski, 8 Ks in Milwaukee. Moneyline -105, little performance double. I was going to do, or I did end up doing a Miz letter. I was going to do more And I almost flirted with 9 for this, but I thought 8 was the safest way to go with Mizorowski. And then on the other side, I got a 4 for 4. Libby, as I mentioned, Andrew Painter, who let me down and actually could potentially be my first addition to the Dead to Me list. I'm pulling it over. I don't know if I want to do that. I don't know if I want to. I think I might just say Jalen Duran till the end of time. But Painter's missed this in the last 3 starts by 1. But it's kind of a tale of a couple of games. I mean, the last game was against the Dodgers. I think I bet on him for 6, 3 and a third. Game before that, 6 and a third, and only had 3 strikeouts, and then 6 innings against the Reds where he had 3. So going to be probably sweating him. Bryce Miller, I think, is made his season debut this month. He's gone 3.746, a guy that you can count on for 4 strikeouts, 1 healthy. And then Lucinder Avila. I thought it was Lucinder for some reason. I guess Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. 5 strikeouts, 1 strikeout, 3. Yeah, he's been used as more of a reliever, but his last game was a 5-inning start where he had 5 strikeouts. So I'll take it. Then what else do I got? Vegas, let's go. Let's take the lead. Let's go. We need Vegas. I have money on the line for the Stanley Cup and the NBA Finals, which feels good. And I'm very, very excited for Vegas. The Ashcraft letter, 6, 7, 8, 9. I think it's the safest way to go. I know he had 11 last time. I don't see him getting to double digits against the Braves, but I think it's still a fun way to potentially win. You're hoping for at least 5 units, but with actually a little bit more than 5 units, around 6 units, 8, and then obviously the big 760 as the 9. And then I did do a Miz ladder, 8, 9, 10, which is insane that 10 strikeouts is only plus 108, or excuse me, 187. Sorry.
To be honest, you probably could have done 10, 11, 12 in this game.
Yeah. You're not wrong. Played it a little safe.
He may very well hit 8 strikeouts in 3 innings. Like, it's very possible. But Ashcraft one I'm worried about. But look, all you gotta do is get to 7, and you'll make money. If you get to 7, you make money on that. And that's the beauty of doing these ladders, is you don't necessarily have to hit the whole thing. If you hit the whole thing, it's great, because then you're up 13, 14 units. But if you can get to 7, you make profit off of it. Can he get to 6 or 7? 100%. The Braves don't strike out a lot, but they do have some games where they do. And so why not? And Ashcraft has been lights out. He's probably my favorite pitcher of the year, not just because of that ladder, but he's never missed for me. So, and Miz is just on another level right now. He's already over 100 strikeouts, which is wild for the year, and he is by far in the lead when it comes to strikeouts. And he's facing a team that strikes out a ton. So that is Poolside Pats. Let's see. Like I said, I already love the marquee matchup. Vegas, look, I can't believe they blew the 3-0 lead in the 3rd period. The last game, I thought that for sure they had that game locked up.
Apparently, there's controversy.
That was frustrating.
Seeing it, yeah.
Yeah, I didn't watch. Well, I watched like the last, 10 minutes of the game. I don't know. When it went to OT is when I went to watch it. I couldn't believe when I saw it was an OT. I was like, "How's this an OT?" They were up 3-0 going into the 3rd period. I thought this game was over. I had stopped paying attention, and then I watched the OT and got pissed off. But this is what. I'll move on. We have me next. I have got 2 strikeout parlays because there's a lot of good pitchers today. I'm going to start off with parlay 1. I've got Joe Ryan, 6+ strikeouts. Joe Ryan, let me pull my face. First of all, he was just his last start. He was the best bet at 7 Ks and he hit, but he has gone 6+ strikeouts in 4 straight, 9+ strikeouts in 3 straight. Joe Ryan is kind of on fire right now. So we're going Joe Ryan. I took him all the way down to 6. All 3 of these guys I dropped to their 1 below what their plus money line is, because I'm trying to play it safe today because I want to see some of these hit. Spencer Strider, 5+ strikeouts. He's hit 5+ strikeouts in all but 1 game, 5 of 6. He's going against Pittsburgh, who's ranked 28th in strikeouts. So He should easily get to 5. And then Ashcraft, we've been talking about him. He's hit 5+ strikeouts in 11 of his 12 starts. His only miss was his first start of the year. Ever since then, he has not come close to missing this. He's hit it in 11 straight. So we got that at plus 218. I used a boost to get that to plus 240. Parlay 2, I've got Mizorowski 7+ strikeouts. He's got 7+ strikeouts in 8 straight, which is a wild stat. He's facing the Rockies, who are 26 in strikeouts. They average 9 per game. He should easily clear 7. Yoshinobu Yamamoto, 7+ strikeouts. He's got 7+ strikeouts in 4 of his last 5. And the Angels are last in strikeouts. They strike out 9.44 times per game. They average 10 over the last 3, and they struck out 14 times yesterday. This team does nothing but strike out, and Yoshinobu Yamamoto has been on fire. He's actually cleared 8 strikeouts in 3 of his last 4. He has actually been completely on fire. So, look, both of those guys, I know 7's high, but really for them it's not. And then Landon Rope, I've been using this guy a lot this year. Part of it, he's on my fantasy team, so I've been backing him because of that. But he's also been hitting this. He's hit 5+ strikeouts in 7 of his last 9. And the Cubs, although they're a decent team, they still are 17th in strikeouts. They strike out just over 8.31 per time strikeouts per game. So they're over 8. So all I need him to do is get 5. If he goes 5 innings, I think he gets 5 strikeouts. And I got that at plus 249. And then instead of a hit parlay, I couldn't believe I got this at plus 201, to be honest. It's just 2 guys to go 2+ hits, runs, and RBIs. I've got Junior Caminero, who's on a 7-game hitting streak. He's got 25 hits, runs, and RBIs over those 7 games. He's averaging 3 hits, runs, and RBIs per game. Then Young Ho Lee, who is literally leading the league, has the longest hit streak active right now at 13-game hit streak right now with 25 hits, 12 runs, and 7 RBIs. He's got 44 hits, runs, and RBIs over the last 13 games. This man is averaging over 3 also. Both of these guys are averaging over 3. Put them together, you get it at plus 201. And then, as always, I got the best bet, which is Griffin Canning over 2.5 earned runs at plus 115. Well, Poolside has Ashcraft and Miz both, yes. Strider, you could, because Pittsburgh does strike out a lot. Trying to think of which one. Of those 3, the safest is Miz, but you're also going to get the worst odds. You're probably going to get the best odds on Strider, is my guess. It'd probably be kind of the same for Strider and Ashcraft. I lean towards Strider just because the Pittsburgh strikes out considerably more than the Braves do.
So you do like 6, 7, 8. You probably do like the same, like 6, 7, 8, 9.
Let me look what the odds are at for Strider right now.
Strider does sound like an interesting one to do, but I just wouldn't know what to.
I thought about doing Joe Ryan. I thought about doing Joe Ryan 6, 7, 8, 9, but because he's gotten 9 in the last 3 games.
Yeah, I think 6, 7, 8, 9 would be the way to go with Strider.
Let me see. Braves pitcher. Yeah, so 6 is the minus 170. So if you bet, like for me, if your unit was $5, I would put 10 on 6 strikeouts, 5 on 7, 5 on 8, and 5 on 9. So 7 you get 1 plus 110, 8 you get plus 210, and 9 you get plus 390. And then Ashcraft, if you're going to do Ashcraft, I would do 6, 7, 8, 9 also, and you get minus 115, 165, plus 320, and plus 575. So if you're going to do those 2, I like. Miz, I love. Miz is probably going to get to 10 strikeouts. The problem is you got to bet decent to even make it worth your while because the odds are so low. But that's because the guy.
Best odds,
not the world.
He's right in the middle too. I think Ashcraft is the best odds. Strider's in the middle, and then Miz is like, you need a lot of strikeouts to win money.
I mean, you would have to do 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Like you'd have to literally go 8 through 12. Or you can just throw 9. Do 9. 9 is plus 120. 10 is plus 215. 11 is plus 390, and 12 is plus 700. So that's the route you would have to go with him. Can he get there easily? He can easily. It's the Rockies. But you also, as we talked about with golf earlier, these guys are human, and they're not going to always have their best stuff that day. So I like him better 4, 7, and 8. But
his 12 strikeouts is closer to Ashcraft for 9. Like the odds are.
It's wild.
That's crazy.
But yes, I lean towards Ashcraft and Strider just because of the odds
Yeah.
that you're getting it at. And I think you're probably gonna get both of those guys to 7. If you get both of those guys to 7, you're not gonna lose money on the ladder.
Yeah, it's true.
Which is kind of the most important part. You get those guys to 7, then anything else after that, you're just making money. That being said, we have a long list coming through. Chicks Picks Jen was on tilt and she's firing today. So that being said,
And NXT, excuse me, I see your comments about golf. I have put myself in timeout for the rest of the weekend with golf. I am on tilt. I don't know if you're at the beginning of the show, but like some of the golfers I picked, I don't regret picking them because everything led to them this being a good matchup. They matched this course. Some of them had history in the course. I mean, Scheffler alone won for the last 2 years. He came in second or third the year before, and he was really struggling to make the cut on day 2 when he was like on the 10th hole. So no, I have no more golf bets because I am in timeout.
Well, before she gets in hers, you can get Scotty Scheffler at plus 1,800 to win the tournament right now. I know he's like 9 shots back, but the guys at the top I've never even heard of, and Scheffler is Scheffler. So, is it going to happen? Probably not. But plus 1,800 is a pretty big number to get it on Scotty Scheffler.
Yeah. I mean, if you wanted to, you could do like a top 10 or something, but nothing on the record for me for golf. No. Not doing it.
I don't know I have no clue who JT Poston is, but that's who's leading this tournament.
Right. So we're not talking golf. And I am on tilt. The bets you see on this page are tilt bets. My recommendation, I think I was watching the show the other day and someone was asking for a report card. This would be a strong D+. But I'm trying to save my ass here because for the year, I'm up like over 315 units. For the month, no, it's not pretty. It's going to be really not pretty come Sunday. What I will say is my ladies are doing well. My LPGA folks are doing well. I think we've got one tied. Give me 1 second. One is tied right now for 22nd, and the other is tied for 9th. So my ladies are doing well, but my men stunk it up. So what I did, and I'm curious for both the chat and the co-hosts here, I looked at some money line bets on the left and picked some. I am a big sports psychology person, and I do think there's an advantage to home games. I don't think it's as much as baseball as I do feel it is for like football and those kinds of things. But I did a Hail Mary here. You can see each of the money line bets for these. Put them all together. That's definitely a forget that Don at plus 22,000. And then I did a home team parlay. So I'd love some feedback on that. But I'll flip over real quick to the Saturday 6-pack. I picked UFC. We've got 2 ladies in there. They're in there. And all I did here is didn't do a ton of research on this, but I looked at like the extreme odds. So these are the ones where there really isn't much controversy. I will say the welterweight. I didn't weigh in on that because that seems to be the highest controversy, most controversial one, where Vegas is picking one, the public is picking another. So I just avoided the welterweights. But I do have a 6-fighter parlay here for 556. What do y'all think about the money line bets? Who's the riskiest there?
All right, so I'm just gonna go down the list here. The Mariners should beat the Tigers. The Tigers are trash, and they have Bryce Miller on the mound, and Montera's not been that great. I like the Mariners. Joe Ryan. If Joe Ryan was not pitching, then I would not like the Twins. But because Joe Ryan is pitching, I do like the Twins. And the Royals are not like world beaters. They have some bats in their lineup, but I think they're going to get neutralized by Joe Ryan. I'll let Pat talk about the Cardinals Reds because he knows more about the Cardinals than I do. I think it's kind of a coin flip to be.
Yeah. I would say so. That's definitely I think that's probably the There's 2 games that are the bigger coin flip games. Actually,
Phillies versus White Sox. The Phillies should beat the White Sox. The Phillies are a better team than the White Sox. Both pitchers are Painter has been letting pull that pad down, but like both these guys are like kind of middle of the road. Painter's better than Brandon Eisert is, but the Phillies are just an overall better team. Who we got next? I skipped over the Cubs, didn't I?
Yeah, Cubs and Yankees.
So the only thing that worries me is about the Cubs game is because I like Landon Rupp a lot, and he's pitching for the Giants today. But Ben Brown's had a good year last year. He's been kind of up and down this year. He has the ability to pitch well. The Cubs, you just don't know what team's showing up. They have the ability to be a very, very good team, and if they show up that day, they're going to win. But that's the one I'm worried about so far.
So he's the Justin Thomas of the group. Sorry,
yeah,
better.
Yeah.
We've got Yankees. They're playing. So you got Will Warren versus Ranger Suarez. Ranger Suarez has not been pitching well since going to Boston. The Yankees are by far a better team than the Red Sox, so I like that one. We got Diamondbacks next.
Yep.
Where are the Diamondbacks at? I skipped over them, I think. Yeah, Rodriguez is on the mound for the Diamondbacks. The Nationals have a very good offense, but they also get scored on a ton. And the Diamondbacks have some guys like Corbin Carroll that can hit long balls left and right. And then Zach Littell, I don't think has been very good this year that I can remember. So I like the Diamondbacks, especially at home. Tampa Bay. They're playing the Marlins, and to me, Tampa Bay is by far the better team. They actually are having a very good year this year. Miami is overall not good. I think that I lean towards Tampa Bay in that game. I wouldn't be if it went the other way. I wouldn't be shocked, but I lean towards Tampa Bay in that game. The Brewers. Why is this all over the place? Oh, there we go. The Brewers. I mean, look, that's a given. If the Brewers lose this game, I will be utterly shocked. You've got Miz on the mound against the Rockies. I don't think Colorado scores in the first 7 innings of this game. So I think the Brewers easily win this game. You've got the Dodgers versus the Dodgers versus the Angels with Yamamoto on the mound. That seems to be probably the easiest bet you've got on this list of all of them. I think the Brewers and the Dodgers are the easiest. If you get through all of these others and all you have left is the Brewers and Dodgers, you're winning this bet. I'm just going to tell you that now. Now the Mets, look, they're going against Griffin Canning. I've already talked about it. Griffin Canning is terrible. They do have Nolan McLean on the mound, who's not been good lately, but he is their best pitcher, and he has the ability to run up 10 strikeouts himself. If he is the Nolan McLean that we know, they win by a landslide. But the problem is he hasn't been that late. I think that they can still win. I think they can still win in a shootout because I think even if McLean doesn't pitch well, I know Canning's not going to pitch well, which means this could end up being a high-scoring game. So there's only two personally that I think Mets is a coin flip, and I think the Cardinals game is a coin flip. And then I'm on the fence. I lean Tampa Bay, but Tampa is just one of those teams that you just they're good, but I don't know how much I believe in how good they are. So they're another team that any given day I'm not so sure. But the most part, I like all of these, and I'm sure you bet most all of these individually. So
I did, and I appreciate that analysis.
Yeah, the home team parlay I like.
Do you?
Yeah, I like the home team parlay.
Yeah, so I appreciate that analysis. Viewers that are watching, if you want to put a dime on all that, you can. But pay attention more to the analysis that just happened because they definitely know more baseball than I do. So pick some of those that you think would be good together for a parlay and see what comes out of that. Use your own discretion here.
No, I can't talk about UFC because I don't really pay attention to UFC. This is all you. I'm going to bet it because every time you bet UFC, you typically hit.
I do.
You might have more of a hit rate on UFC than you do golf, which is wild. So I will definitely be betting that, but I can't really comment on it.
Yeah. So that's those are my tilt bets for the day.
All right, so I got a couple last calls, and I have one to add that I didn't put on here. But my first one is Golden Knights money line and over 5.5 at plus 218. There's been a lot of scoring in this series, and I don't think it's going to stop. I think that both of these teams are very, very good offensively. And I think we're just going to keep seeing over 5.5 in every game. And I'm taking Golden Knights at home because they've got to win at home if they want to win the Stanley Cup. They took 1 of 2 on the road, which is what they needed to do. So they just need to get job done at home, and then I think they've got an advantage in the series if they can do that. My Belmont Stakes, I'm doing a $1 exacta box 479 and a $1 try box 479. I don't know how you can bet this bet without taking Golden Tempo. I just don't know how you can bet today. They literally rested him just for this race because they feel like he could win this race. I do agree with you on the 4 horse, which is your what's this? Is it Wallaby or?
Yeah, I think that might be Chief Wallaby.
Yeah, I think it's Chief Wallaby. And I'm taking the shot on both of these. I didn't put it on here, but I have about 7 10-cent superfectas for this thing too. I did 4793 as a superfecta box. 10-cent superfecta box costs $2.40. It's just a shot in the dark. But that's why I didn't put those on here. My other one that I did last minute and forgot to add to this is I'm taking Yoshinobu Yamamoto for 8 strikeouts and Miz for 9 strikeouts for plus 349.
Like that.
And I'll jump in real quick. The 4 horse is Renegade, so it's not Chief Wallaby. Chief Wallaby is 3rd, so we both agree on Renegade.
Yeah, so that's what I bet Wallaby in my super, but not in my exacta. That's what it was.
Yeah, Renegade's a Pletcher horse, and Ortiz is the jockey. So
I'm pretty sure that this PD King last call was from the other day, not
Yeah,
today.
it's definitely one of the, yeah.
So I would not bet that because I do not like the Royals or the Pirates today. You can, especially since the Braves are playing the Pirates. I know that that's not for today.
Correct.
Poolside's got the Knicks are up 2-0. Do you have any other bets you have out there?
No, I just wanted to remind myself that the Knicks are up 2-0.
Hey, look, they got it done. They may have made you sweat, but they got it done. Luckily, you didn't have to watch all of that and sweat through it because you were at the
Yeah,
Cardinals.
it's great.
And then 6-6 Jen's got her hole in one bets as always. The anytime there hasn't been one yet, has there?
no.
So hole in the one anytime is now at plus 132. Round 3 specifically is plus 640. Round 4 is plus 820, and her long ball is Willie Adames at plus 508. And then Belmont Stakes 2348. I'm guessing, is that a super?
No. That's the exacta box.
Oh, exacta box. Okay,
Yeah.
2348.
And in all honesty, I've never heard of this Willie Adams guy, but I
He
think
hit 2 home
yesterday
runs.
he got 2 home runs.
By the way, can we talk about the Giants game yesterday? Anybody who was nuts enough to do this probably would have turned $5 into about $50,000. They had 3 players hit 2 home runs in that game.
Oh, that's crazy.
Willie Adames hit 2 home runs. Chapman hit 2 home runs. And who was the other one? The other one was I was looking at the golf course. I was like, I said, Peter, what do you think the odds you would have got betting all 3 of those guys that hit 2 home runs in the same game? And he was like, I can't compute that high.
I bet Willie today for 1 and 2.
They scored.
And I go ahead and put him for the long ball. I don't think he'll
They
get the long
scored
ball.
18 runs in this game.
Nice.
There was 8 home runs hit in this game. Schmidt, Adames, and Chapman all hit 2 home runs in that game. Then you also had Suzuki hit a home run, and who else? There was one other guy for the and Cox. Whoever Cox is, I don't even know who Cox is. Who is Cox?
Great question.
But I do know that Willie's going against the same pitcher that he had yesterday, so I did that research. So I would love to have him have 2 back-to-back days.
Oh, Cox was a pinch hit home run. He pinch hit early and ended up going 2 for 3 with a home run. And his went 446. I don't think it would have counted for the long ball because I don't think you could have bet him. So I don't see how they could have counted that. But like, I'm fairly certain you would have got rich off that game had you bet it. So Willie Adames, yes, he did hit 2 homers yesterday. Willie Adames, actually, I'm gonna look it up. I think he's having a pretty good year.
Yeah, I want to say he's had 11 maybe. It might have been 8, but I think it was 11.
Because I remember I've bet him a few times before. I actually hit on him earlier this year. He's got 11 home runs. So he is actually hitting very well this year. So and he's batting 289. So he's having a very good year. So 508 feels really good. You know what? We do it every time, so we're doing it again. The last call, and you can do it if you want, Pat, with me, and we can just both get rich off of it and boost our stats. We have Willie Adames and we have Jake Berger both to hit a home run. I'm putting them together.
I was not going to put that on your long ball slide.
So Willie Adames, he's actually dropped on Fanatics to 460 for Willie Adames, which is that means they're more worried about it. And then Jake Berger, let's see what he's at now since I bet it. He is at plus 525. You put them together and they hit plus 3,400. So that is my last call, and I'm betting that at half a unit.
I like it. And we do have a comment in the chat from NXT about the hole-in-one for round 3. It is a fun bet. The odds of hitting it are low, especially in this tournament. These odds get – the reason it's plus 640 and 820 is because now we've got fewer golfers who are going to get the chance of a par 3. And it's just a tough course. We've got some weather coming up, too, that could be a little bit of a challenge, I think. But, yeah, what a fun bet because you just put $1 on it or whatever your denomination is. You very well might lose $4 if you bet over 4 days, but if you hit, you're definitely making up for it.
Fun fact: I was at a private golf course yesterday. We played golf. We were drinking afterwards, and there was a 63-year-old man to my right who had hit his 4th hole-in-one in his life yesterday, which is why he got 4. Apparently he has hit 3 of those in the last 2 months.
That's wild.
It was a wild. It's just a wild thing. Like I was sitting there. I had been drinking, to be clear, and I was sitting there, and I'm like, did he just say he's had 3 hole-in-ones in the last 2 months? I was like, wait, you hit a hole-in-one today? He's like, yeah, that's why I'm over here getting lit. I was like, fair enough. I would be too.
And we bowl with somebody who's had a 300 in bowling and a hole-in-one, which those odds are crazy too.
Pretty rare. Yeah, that's definitely got to be pretty rare.
Yeah.
So
I wonder if they correlate at all. Clearly.
Well, I mean,
I know 2 guys.
One of these days, PD King will have a 300, and then he will be on both because he's got 2 hole-in-ones.
And you just need a hole-in-one.
Probably will never get a hole-in-one. Yeah, I'm not sure I'll ever get a hole-in-one. I've got 8 300s.
I have a hard time doing it at a putt-putt course.
I actually, the funny story is my first 18 I ever played, I almost hit a hole-in-one on the first hole I ever played. I put it literally 2 inches from the hole in the first shot I ever took on a real 18. That was a long time ago, and it was a fluke shot. I hit it left of the green, it hit the hill, bounced off the hill, rolled onto the green, and almost went in the hole.
Right.
And then it's been downhill ever since.
That's how it goes.
But that being said, that is it for today's show. I will move on to the Dead Jimmy list. I made a few updates. This used to say not Logan Gilbert. Wu has taken himself off the list. He was my best bet yesterday. He hit the 6+ strikeouts. He has hit 6+ strikeouts in like 5 of his last 6. Ever since we stopped betting him, he has been striking everybody out. So he is off this list now. And I took Eovaldi off of the Rangers. It's Texas Rangers minus Eovaldi because Eovaldi has been very solid this year too. He's the one Ranger I do trust. And then obviously I took Jake Berger today. So personally I could take Berger off the list. So was it Rasmussen Rasmussen almost threw a no-hitter last night, I think. He pitched amazing. I didn't bet him, but he pitched amazing. But yeah, so that not much changes. I just took a few guys off of the list, and then we'll move on. And even though I've had a rough couple days, I'm still 11-8, up 38.5 units. Poolside Pat is storming.
Yeah, actually, I'm actually up to 17.
There you go. See, he's storming up ever since the end of the month when he gained 20 units. He's done nothing but go up. This will change. He's up even more than this. PD King hasn't had a lot of bets because he's been out because of work and things, but he'll be back. But he is 3-2 up 7.21, and then we do have an under units now, which is Chicks rare. This is rare air for her. She is not used to.
Being on the right side sucks, for the record. And in true transparency, what I do is we update our records when the sports books update them. So that is going to go even worse come tomorrow afternoon when we can officially say that like these top 40 bets didn't hit. I'm not going to be surprised if I'm 0-10. So I'm hoping that some of my UFC and baseball bets hit today because the right side is not where I want to be. I need to be back over there.
Or you hit the plus 22,000, you're up 200 units.
Right? I mean, I hit the plus 19,000 golf bet, and that.
So why not? It's possible. Yeah.
YOLO.
C-Money will definitely be back. He is dealing with an infection after having his tooth pulled, so he's going through it right now. But he definitely will be back once he gets well. He wanted to be here today. I think part of his mouth's still numb. He's got stuff going on. So he's not really able to focus on bets right now.
Yeah.
And NXT, thanks for the support. You're right. We'll be back.
But we appreciate that. And Jen, we have no doubts that Jen will bounce back.
Correct.
She's never been on the right side. Now, to be fair, all of us at one point have been over there. So she's just getting a dose of the medicine that we don't like either.
It sucks.
Which drives us to do so much research to make sure we stay on the left side, not just for us but for you all, because we don't want to give bets that lose on this show. That like even if I have other bets off this show, I put my best ones on here.
Yeah, for sure.
Millions of bets off.
I mean, I've gone since we started. I've gone multiple months not even being on the left side at all. The whole such as last month, I was not.
I've been
no point.
Honestly, I've been fortunate where I've only been on the right side, I think, once, but like it's been close. I've had a few months where I was barely on the left side, but it's been close. I've been fortunate to have some stuff go right at the end of the month to save me a few times. And then lately I've been fortunate to just have monster months, but that doesn't come as often as it may seem since it's been the last 2 months. You got to have a lot of luck for that to happen, no matter how much good bets you make. We prove every day with all the stats we put out there, and they miss that. Stats don't always mean that you're gonna win these bets.
And if I don't come back this weekend, U.S. Opens in a week or two, so we'll be back then.
Yes, don't worry, you will not be missing U.S. Open, no matter how much of a rush she's in.
From the hospital, if I have to.
Yes,
You're gonna have
the U.S. Open. You're gonna have lots of bets. I have a feeling.
needed.
And I need to
that might be 2 slides.
I might take a day off work. Yeah, could prep for that one.
That might be at least 2 slides worth, which I look forward to.
All I'm saying is I need to win about another 30 units so I can bet every bet that she puts out for the U.S. Open.
That's pretty much
But that being said, that is it for today's show. We actually had a decent length show considering we didn't have PD King. He is out with the birth of his son. Was 4 years. He's now 4 years old today. I think he's also combined that with an anniversary, so he's got a lot going on today.
Oh.
I may be seeing him because I think I'm going to go to the after party at 4:00 that he's having. I might FaceTime Pat so he can join us. For a minute. But that being said, we are going to head out today. If anybody has any other bets you want to throw out there, hit us up on X. Hit us up on X and let us know. We will still bet them even there if you don't put them here. If you don't see us on the show today, we'll put pets up. What's that, Pat?
I was just going to say, I guess Dan, shout out to Dan.
Yeah, 100%.
And
shout out to the NXT and We podcast.
He's making some bets, but you know, so at least we gave him something. I do enjoy that. I do enjoy that you enjoy. I guess I'm talking to you, Dan. I do enjoy that you enjoy, if you're still watching, the ladder bets. Those are fun.
They are fun. And so far we haven't missed one officially that we post. So I appreciate all 56 people who are watching. Please follow us on X. We're trying to get to 500. We're going to give away a $50 gift card to Sportsbook you're choosing once we hit 500. And then we have other stuff coming once we get there. So please make sure you're following us on X. And with that being said, as always, we try to provide you the hot tips.
Hot tips.
For your bet slips. I will play you.
Yo, we in the game, talking number stakes high. Knowledge and skill, like a bird we fly. Analyzing stats, we don't just guess. Betting on the win, you know we're blessed. Just the bet slips, we keep it real. Breaking down the odds, you know the deal. Just the bet slips, we're making plays. Informed decisions, we light up the ways. Chasing that victory, hit the big score. Join the community, we're here for more. Rolling with the punches, we look for the signs. Parlays and props, counting all the coins. Every podcast episode, we bring the heat. Strategies laid out, can't accept defeat. Tune into the wisdom, hear our call. In this betting world, we'll never fall. Just the bet slips, we're making plays. Informed decisions, we light up the ways. Chasing that victory, hit the big score. Join the community, we're here for more. On this gambling journey, we ride the bet. With just the bet slips, you ain't seen nothing yet.